incredibly well, can just straight up get to the point where she is killing you very, very easily in that side lane. TSM has also drafted alongside that Rakan a lot of backline access. You know, you typically don't think of marksman as having that backline access. Senna as well as Graves both do. So what you're looking at here is TF ultimate comes out, Rakan goes in, Camille ults someone up, and over the top is a Graves ultimate. Over the top is the Senna ultimate for the added damage, for the durability that the shield will provide to some of these divers. And it's going to be up to FlyQuest to try to disengage some of this, to try to lock down some of these carries, burst them out, because as you said, they are very squishy and they are susceptible to the CC. If you jump in there as the Camille and you get immediately Leona comboed, shockwaved up by the Orianna, you will not live very long.
You won't. So game 5 is coming, and Solo, he's probably going to be left on an island, though his matchup is good. I looked up Diamond 2 plus solo queue win rates. Gangplank wins 1.5% more than would be expected based on champion win rates, so is going to feel pretty good. We'll see if the top lane matchup can go well. Otherwise, we are on to the Rift for game 5 of the LCS finals. I am so happy we were brought all 5 games here, and now it is down to the line. How well can all 10 players play? Is it trophy number 7 for TSM, or will FlyQuest hoist their banner for the first time in LCS history? We will decide here today over the next 30 minutes.
This is a spicy level 1. I'm interested to see how hard they commit to this. Biofrost is wrapping around, so they're actually thinking he's in Tribrush, but Solo is positioned back so far. This is so smart from Solo. So this was a planned invade for a top laner who's going to be waiting in Tribrush. He's actually warded out, and if he doesn't leave, it could be, Biofrost dying. Yeah, he is on a ward. That's what I'm saying. He's warded out.
But he saw it. He would have seen the ward go down. Like, he walked in right after it got placed, and it takes like 2 seconds, and he's like, no one else is around. We're fine. Yeah, he gets the recall off. But you're right. People were coming, right? That was about to be danger. You know, Solo could Q to stop the recall.
Yeah, I feel like Solo could have stopped him. He's on vision. You know, maybe Solo didn't know how close the rest of them were and was worried about a bait, but with all of FlyQuest roaming up, you know, I thought there was maybe a possibility to forcing something out of Biofrost. Anyway, it was much ado about nothing, and it was a good positioning from Solo. Strong bit of foresight there to be sitting back. If you are in the Tribrush, which is the most common kind of level 1 position as a top laner, you just die to that invade, because Rakan shows up behind you, TF walks around the corner, you know, with that gold card, and all of a sudden it's like, well, oh, that sucks. So, yeah, nice little attempt from TSM. But I think because of good preparation on both sides, the level 1s haven't amounted to anything in this. You know, we expected a lot from the level 1s, from FlyQuest especially. They looked really good with their preparation there. Both teams did try some stuff in this one, but nothing really came from it.
It's one of the interesting things about series late in playoffs. Early play comes in. Nice trade, CC. Devil's going to take some blows back as well. Turtle and IgNar feeling comfortable enough. Yes, indeed, it is Guardian for Biofrost, so he will be the squishier version. If there's a teamfight to be had, they can burst him and feel comfy about that one. Regardless, the trades go back, and it is still FlyQuest with the laning lead so far. But to the point about late playoff series is not only do you have a lot of tape to say, hey, do they have any bad habits at level 1? But also, if you had bad habits level 1, assuredly some team would have already tried to abuse that. And your bad habits would have already been exposed by someone else trying to take you down in semis or in quarters, something else. And so, yeah, you end up knowing what your weaknesses are, and you end up coming out okay.
Well, Santorin straight down to the bot lane. They are setting up what could be a potential dive. Remember, you have Aftershock Leona, and they could look for this, especially if he hits 3. He would be able to be very tanky.
Here comes the TP, Ignite, stun, a lot of CC. They're going to find the pullback, and that's the kill. IgNar drops aggro, DoubleLift, the next target, the punch, the shield, the flash away, a double kill at level 3. FlyQuest have the first Blood King. The Viking is here with the thumbs up emo.
FlyQuest with the huge start to game 5, 4-man play down to that bottom lane. Level 3 mid laner shows up, level 3 jungler shows up. They have the tanky Leona to absorb a lot of the early shots. In he goes, straight onto Biofrost, pops the Ignite to pull aggro, hits the Q, then follows with the E, flashes out, avoiding that last tower shot, and then DoubleLift here, trying to get that final bit of damage down. Santorin surviving with almost no health. And that is not a TP bot lane. You died at your tower that early with the wave pushing. Biofrost and DoubleLift will be in trouble from this spot. You come back and you have a buy of a mana crystal. That's it.
Well, that's going to look pretty nice here on the FlyQuest side. 700 to 800 gold lead. Double Longsword comes in and feels wonderful. And yeah, there's no first item that DoubleLift wants here that's not more than 800 gold. So it's not going to feel good on that side. FlyQuest getting rich. The money went on some good champions, right? Your tank set, not a bad early game champ to get money on. Get your item across as soon as possible. It helps your farm lead, helps you take some drakes. And obviously, WildTurtle getting 300, that's going to feel good as well. So FlyQuest striking well over in Game 5. But let's not forget that Broken Blade, he's got a TF mid lane, and he's on Camille. This is a lane that TSM can crack open in the mid game.
It is, but the bot lane from TSM has got to be able to withstand the onslaught. When you get 4-man dive that early, it becomes very, very difficult. Leona is a champion that can be oppressive from ahead. You have so much additional armor, with that W active, plus the Aftershock. It makes you so tanky, gives you the ability to pull off dives like that, especially when you are setting up for those dives with the Sett. You can see Solo's out of mana here, so he's got to be pretty careful. Bjergsen is coming up, and Solo does get a little bit of mana here. We'll see how he can play this.
Goes pop, barrel killed, gold card lands, burst coming across, not a problem at all. TSM striking back on the top side, so now the trade comes into the bottom yet again, but an easy escape. Biofrost jumps around, gives the teammate the shield, and that 2-on-2 is not killable yet.
And that was a little bit of greed there from Solo, staying around with no mana, low health. We can see they're trying to attempt this dive, but Spica's here this time. This is dangerous. FlyQuest gets rooted up.
And I believe Aftershock is on cooldown anyway, so IgNar can't just tank the turret forever. They will get the second plate, though. That is still 320 gold overall earned, above and beyond the kills themselves. But hey, Solo himself also had to pick up Sapphire Crystal as his recall. Probably couldn't afford the Ruby, and it means he's going to try to Q spam, but he is down 16 CS, and it's not going to get better.
Got the Doran's Blade for a little bit of power here, but this is dangerous. He's 6 and he has Sheen. There is huge kill potential as a Camille at this point.
Physical damage shield going to feel good. Santorin, of course, is playing around bottom side. They are going to stack that Drake. This is an early Ocean Drake. That's going to feel pretty nice. Bit of missing health regen can help to keep some of the bad matchups afloat, but it's still a long road ahead. Look just how aggressive Broken Blade is in. Empowered Q, gets the sweep, gets the stun, and Solo, off 2 of those combos, is already at half.
Exactly, and now Bjergsen is 6. So if Bjergsen can get the push or go missing from that lane, it gets very dangerous. You can see Santorin knows this. With this wave crashing, Solo has got to be calling, hey, they could be here to dive me. They could be looking. You can see Orianna moving up. You can see Sett moving up. They are respecting the potential of this dive, but in this case, TSM is not actually looking to play for that. Bjergsen, I believe, was grabbing blue. It looked like he went over to the side or perhaps just faking for a move towards top lane.
As for Broken Blade, gets his trinket down to spot the red buff. When it comes up, when Santorin tries, Spica going to come through to get rid of any of the other vision that they have, and this could easily be 3-man top yet again. Bjergsen already on the way up. Solo, crucially, does have his ultimate, but Spica is living top jungle now. Santorin can't fight for this one. We know the mid laner can show up first as well. Red buff can be attacked. TSM, with just all the top pressure in the world, are going to go for a buff steal.
I think this is really smart. If the dive is too risky, move away from the tower. Tax their resources elsewhere. So they take away the Krugs, they're going for this red, and they're going to be able to get both of those camps easy peasy. Could even look to try to go over towards those Raptors and take away some more. As long as Bjergsen can maintain this push, you're not going to lose that 1v1 as a red buff with Graves up a level on Santorin.
And I'll bet Spica's up in gold right now anyway. Yes, the first blood came through and Santorin got assist on the other, but it is still a 3-camp lead for Spica. 100 gold for red buff feels pretty nice. That's going to roughly make up for the money earned there. Once again, trying for on to DoubleLift, but no, not going to happen there. Of course, he's got cleanse anyway, so not an easy target. And weathering the storm, the TSM duo lane is right now, is it's equal CS across the board, despite the fact they got double cut at level 2.
I mean, your buy was a mana crystal. His buy was 2 longswords and boots, and he now has tier 2 boots, and you're even on farm. After getting 4-man dove at level 2, I think that is some very impressive laning from this TSM duo. To be able to play this lane to a stalemate from that spot is not an easy task.
TSM have managed to not bleed any more kills out, and all their summoners are back up. DoubleLift, Biofrost, they've got their flashes, they got the heal back up. Only cleanse wasn't used. Still waiting for that one the first time when he needs to. So far, so good. 300 gold difference, and some of that is off the back of Gangplank printing free money. On the side, of course, TF does the same. We will wait to see when the first Bjergsen ult comes through. He switched over to Ignite from the spellbook, and might find him in one of these side lanes soon. Solo is on a ward. Easy trade comes in. There's the stun. There's the first Q. This is a lot of damage on a Solo. He's going to have a hard time. He's nearly solo killed. Ulti could come in, and it does so indeed. How does Solo live? He's got no wards. He's got no way out. He tries to slow, but the flash follow is there, and Broken Blade finds a solo kill in top lane.
So well played there by Broken Blade. The lane ward, spotting Solo, walking up to face check that brush. He knew it was coming. The point blank hook shot comes through. He chases him down, gets the kill. Solo now, no ultimate, no teleport, no flash, and you have a Sheen Camille up there who's going to be able to fully reset this wave, have it pushing towards him, and this is going to be danger for that Gangplank, because for the next minute or two here, as this wave starts to push away, you're going to be so susceptible to a potential TF gank.
And it might just be a battle of top difference versus bottom difference. Yeah, 11-10. It was 9-8 coming into the series, obviously 2-2 into this one. And now the attempt towards bottom lane will once again be thwarted. TF pops the ulti. Says, okay, I've diffused the situation. I'll just walk back to mid and knock down the wave. Orianna, quick to get what farm you can. Now, there are still turret plates being bled out.
Go again, though. Like,
yeah, maybe so.
You pop TF ult, and you're like, haha, you can't do it, but it's expired now. They saw you actually use it. They're not willing to actually go for it, though, as Turtle is out of mana, so makes sense. Didn't have the ultimate anymore, perhaps expended it off screen. You can see the Leona ult is down too, so it makes a lot of sense that they wouldn't actually go from that position then without PowerOfEvil. Well handled there from TSM, but at the very least, that threat of that move now diffuses the situation top lane a bit. You know, I talked about the huge amount of threat onto Solo as he tries to push it out, and don't get me wrong, he's still in a dangerous spot in that 1v1, but IgNar is moving top lane to cover him. PowerOfEvil's roam forced out the TF ultimate, so he has a few less things to worry about, and if Leona can lock down this Camille, there is potential to actually get a kill here as he has Ignite.
See when he moves around. As the bot lane is recall away, though, DoubleLift goes from Mana Crystal to Manamune as WildTurtle just picks up a BF sword. That is a really nice spike up for the Senna. That's going to be a huge sigh of relief there. A ton of stats coming across. Pee-wee grabs himself a turret plate. We've still got 3 minutes until the plates fall. We expect FlyQuest to get at least the third plate down to bot side, but be careful. DoubleLift flashing over the volley. Goes for his own route, and that's going to force the flash out of WildTurtle. Keep in mind, DoubleLift still has a cleanse for round 2 on this one. That is a good trade for him, I think.
Looking pretty aggressively there.
Biofrost.
We'll see if it can be punished, though, as Biofrost, he's in trouble.
They can find more. The flash comes in. Here comes the hard CC, chasing down the support. A pullback as well. The punch not going to be enough. Senna ult going to buy some time as well. Santorin's got to be careful. Here comes the rest of the squad. Pee-wee comes in. Shockwave finds the flashless DoubleLift. And that should be a kill picked up. Santorin still safe for the back lines. TSM forced to run away. TSM can't be there in time for the mid lane. As the ulti was down, FlyQuest find an unanswered kill.
Great teleport there from PowerOfEvil. That was really the difference maker, getting in behind the flashless Senna, taking him down with that shockwave, could not escape. Not only do they get the kill, they should grab the dragon here also. Camille's still up on that top side, but the longer this lane goes in parity, the longer Solo can hold on. When he gets to Triforce, that is where it can become very difficult to continue to punish. You need to be able to threaten the dive in these melee versus GP matchups to really continue to extend that advantage.
Still waiting for this turret plate to fall because it's making me nervous. It's got 2 autos till it's dead. I think Turtle gets it on this wave as the SWAD comes down, but he's got to be careful since he's got no support. And we know Senna and Rakan are coming over soon. Regardless, tie game here. And tie game with 2 Drakes is always going to feel good for the team that's got the 2 Drakes. They're going to start forcing TSM towards themselves. But you can see Solo has to play back. Bjergsen's ult is up. He's still got Ignite spellbooked over. This is not an easy place to be. As the Gangplank, he says, okay, they're not playing aggressively enough for the dive. I get to wave clear this one for now. Still gets the plate, though. Broken Blade, 320 gold to his name from that.
And while Solo has died twice, I would say there's still a difference between this game and the first 2, where it didn't feel like his team was making the moves to try to protect him. You know, we are more often seeing things like that play down to the bot side from PowerOfEvil in this game, forcing out the TF ultimate. We're seeing things like that roam from IgNar trying to defend. But it's a 3-man play now.
They're going to try. His ulti is down. He cannot wave clear easily. Can try for the barrels, but it's just too much damage too quickly. Spica gets the kill into that one. Bjergsen not even needed. Top lane turret will fall for first turret of the game. Still playing around top side, and this time it's not Jace. This champion is worth giving gold to. Broken Blade going to try to be the win condition off all the help TSM has given him.
And he is monstrously strong, and when you check back, you know, early on in that game, when we had that dive coming through from FlyQuest, the advantage for WildTurtle at that point was pretty close to equal to what Broken Blade had on the top side, but now they are trying to extend that advantage. They're looking
He wants in. Chain Stun comes in from IgNar. Going to try to stay
Flash.
away. Gold card's going to come across. That's going to be a setup on a WildTurtle. He just cannot get away. They send the members around the map. The Bjergsen comes to bot lane. TSM fight top. They fight bot. They get kills on both sides and a 2.5 thousand gold lead.
And a couple of minutes later, that is the make good on DoubleLift trading flashes earlier, because now Turtle has no flash for this play. It was still down from that traded flash where DoubleLift went aggressive. They get the kill here. They will get at least 3 plates as well. They are extending this gold lead significantly, and with the plates actually falling, they just straight up knock down the turret. You can see how much less armor it has as it just becomes paper all of a sudden post 14 minutes.
So now FlyQuest has to find their counterpunch. In game 3, they did come back from a gold deficit. PoE walks into a turret to look for a recall, can't find it. IgNar walking around to try to play around the bottom jungle as much as possible, lighting this one up. These wards will last up until the Drake spawns, and they have really good vision around this. They can know where everyone's moving around. Unless we see that sweeper popped early, it will be vision that they can maybe use, but FlyQuest have not found openings in quite some time down here. PowerOfEvil picked up one after the early dive, but it's been TSM for about 12 minutes straight so far.
Yep. There are some things going well, though, for the other side. You can see that Turtle is still quite strong. PowerOfEvil, most farm in the game. He is going to be scaling up on this Orianna. We know how much of an impact that champion can have. We know that while the Gangplank is very far behind, GP can sit in a side lane, can farm it up, can ult cross map, and try to just hold the Camille. And if you can get to the point as the GP where you can hold the Camille, then the 4v4 should look pretty good for your team, because that is where most of the gold is for TSM. And you can see that massive advantage, 2,000 ahead there for Broken Blade, a good 50% up on his counterpart.
It's a big deal. I mean, he is going to be the win condition here. Where he goes, so goes TSM's team fight victories. He beats anyone on the map 1v1. The only question is, can FlyQuest peel him well enough? And that answer may well be no. We'll see, though, if the damage can come across. Merc treads are on the way for PowerOfEvil. He's still stacking towards Seraphs. They've got to catch on towards IgNar. Spica's nearby as well. They're just chain CCing the Leona. Aftershock buys him a lot of time, and the GP ult comes over the top. Is there a re-engage? Spica jumps away. Ward will be fought over. TSM will still keep their turret alive, and just a simple farm game for DoubleLift playing under his turret. He's catching CS.
Another thing worth checking in on here is just narrowly going to be able to avoid that ultimate, is the fact that quietly Spica has created a 2-level lead for himself, right? And this Graves is going to be a big damage threat, and he has some early lethality, Warrior, plus the lethality item there to help control vision. I think this would be a pretty good game to actually just go pure lethality, because it's about the dive. It's not about actually focusing down the front line. So when you stack lethality, it can help the damage for your backline access, throwing that ultimate over top on champions such as PowerOfEvil, such as WildTurtle, who aren't going to be really building any armor up, can be very, very valuable to assist that Camille, to assist the Senna ultimate in really knocking down those backline carries from FlyQuest.
I like it. I wouldn't even mind, maybe, if you really care about killing IgNar at some point, the Black Cleaver comes through on Senna instead. Since he's less of the backline access, she just does the one ult, really. I wouldn't mind that. It'd be fun to see Umbral Glaive into Duskblade or Yomos or Spica, and DoubleLift more supportive, more CDR for the heals. Either way, Drake number 3 is alive, and TSM with a massive gold lead, right? A full 3,000. It is not even a contest. There was maybe Top Herald going over, but off of the last 5 minutes of great play out of TSM, they have said, hey, we own the map now. You can't contest anything.
And this is a big change from last game, because last game, for 0 of the Dragons throughout the whole game, and there was 6 of them, they were never first to actually set up in that river. They were never first to be able to get the vision down and have priority starting that Dragon. So this time, TSM looking much more comfortable. They are off the Jace. They are on this true scaling side laner in the Camille, and they are making the most of it here. This is scary even just for the Ashe to answer by himself, but Camille doesn't have that much vision. There's some pretty good wards, but you have to play it fairly safe, as if you get caught out, it is very dangerous. And he should know someone's around, because that ward just got its vision turned off.
End of the day, they'll just fight for control wards, and it can easily jump away. So Broken Blade will stay alive, and we wait 4 minutes and 15 seconds, and the next one spawns up. It can be a while. FlyQuest, of course, can sit and wait and chill out. Their tanks are tankier. See if that team fight looks better as time goes on, but the longer we wait and we play a stretched out map, the worse it looks for Camille in the side lane and Twisted Fate showing up out of nowhere. FlyQuest going to be hard pressed to find their openings before they are opened up themselves by the global pressure of TSM. We're 2-0 on turrets, so there's even less bastions of safety for the FlyQuest camp.
There really are, and it does make it very, very dangerous. Camille One of the things that's actually really nice about this champion, you know, in comparison to some of the other kind of split pushers, you know, especially when you're talking about the likes of the Fiora, it's a champion that can actually take a side lane advantage and very easily transition that into jungle fights, into, you know, mid lane roams and dives. If you have someone trapped under their turret answering you, but you can't dive them, it's so easy to move across the map once you have extra levels in that hookshot, once you have some CDR. It's very low cooldown to be traversing, you know, from bot to mid, from top to mid, and looking for picks, looking to create pressure in additional ways beyond just attacking the turret and beyond just killing your lane opponent.
Solo trying to freeze. You see how much they can defend the mid lane as it's pushed down, and Turtle going to play mostly in the back foot, volleys for CS. Bjergsen walks up with PowerOfEvil. He's going to feel comfortable with his Merc Tread, stacking up towards his own comfortable builds. Of course, the Seraphs is done for the shield.
Camille.
Yep, here comes Broken Blade. Here comes the possible 2v1. They find the first stun. They're going to find the second. Shockwave buys a second, and it doesn't matter. Senna's there for the assist, an easy 3v1. Nothing can be done about that.
Really well played in that cross-map play. Yeah, the only thing you could do about that is not be there, right? He's pushed up very far in the lane without anyone behind him. And you have to respect the fact that they can look for these plays. But I think he thought because he was fighting the global itself, he didn't have to worry. Because he's fighting the TF can't show up. But they lost track of the teleport there from Broken Blade. And they're going to go for the dive.
He engaged under the turret. It's not at the kill, though. They're going to disengage, but there's still a stun lock coming through. Biofrost nearly dies. IgNar the same. Just linking away, keeping their lives up. Solo's got to watch out. Santorin's got to watch out. One more auto will kill him. A second one was needed. Regens up, stays alive. That turret dive so dangerous, though, as mid is still under fire. TSM still better at the end of it all. Their health bars are so high. FlyQuest are not. What a great dive. What a great turret kill.
They don't get those kills, but they do get the turret, and they get the teleport off of GP. Thankfully for Solo, he was able to claim that bottom outer tower before he did come over, so that's something working for them. I like that Broken Blade after the Tiamat, instead of just fully completing this, is now working towards the Death Dance. I think this is the better build instead of committing you know, more heavily towards something like the Ravenous Hydra. You can pick that up later. Tiamat is all you truly need to have that fast wave clear. So this is going to make a lot of sense. And once you hit that Death Dance mark, the added resistances, the damage reduction, especially as a melee champion, and that lifesteal make it so hard to actually deal with this guy.
He can feel safe to auto-attack and then phase rush away. Means they're going to fight for top scuttle, but IgNar wants to push him away, so maybe the vision can go to FlyQuest's side. But a 5,000 gold lead has been stretching up and up for TSM. They are scaling. No one is answering Camille. No one can handle the TF ulti, as the side lanes look good enough. Farm already answered there. Double needs one more for the second bonus range. 39 there on the Senna. And hey, bot lane. TSM's heading over. Yep, there's the stun. There's all the health bar pretty much instantly. They bring TF. They didn't need it. DoubleLift comes in for the kill just to make sure it all goes over, and this turret is next.
Very well done. Again, Bjergsen on this TF is so proactive, and Biofrost has the QSS. Going to be an easy walkaway there from the WildTurtle ultimate. This means they grab Dragon pretty much too. It's going to be really hard for FlyQuest to have proper positioning to actually challenge that. We'll see if they even do decide to try, but I've just been so impressed with Bjergsen's TF throughout this series because he has been so incredibly proactive. He is always getting value out of his CDR, always getting value out of this ultimate. It feels like as soon as it's up, you have to know that Bjergsen is going to be looking for a play, and he finds them so effectively with the squad.
And we're looking at TSM stopping the reverse sweep. What happened to them against TL a couple years ago, this time they're going to put a stop to it here. They've got the gold lead. They can try to run this one over. Spica running for his life. Gets away with only a slow to him. And maybe they can pull the Drake. Maybe FlyQuest can try to stack this and look for Cloud Soul as their way to win this game. As the teams collapse down, what's this fight going to look like? The health bar is going down pretty quickly. Pee-wee waiting. Broken Blade is on the flank. Not quite spotted. Control ward. No, a Barrow won't see him either. Nice smite. Picks it up. Spica gets that one. Already a good start for TSM. Here is Broken Blade. Dunked backwards, though. Is the re-engage good enough? Senna over the top. The front line of IgNar is going to drop 1 for 0 so far. The pullback, the shield. 1 kill picked up on FlyQuest. Put the flash in. Bjergsen wants it. DoubleLift in the fight. Gets the pickup. Traded back though by Solo. 3v3 on the map. Running for his life. Eats the oranges. Out they go. But still, credit to Spica. Gets the smite again. Second Drake goes to TSM.
He is up 2 levels, but Spica has been incredible with the smite throughout this series. Some heroics in the last game to keep him in as he stole back-to-back dragons. This one, again, was big. It buys them all the extra time that they need to continue looking for picks. If FlyQuest get that, then all of a sudden they're forcing Soul in 5 more minutes. All of a sudden it feels like the pressure is on. This one starts off with FlyQuest looking aggressively for a play, but they're not able to find Spica, who, by the way, is level 13. He's basically solo laner level. He's actually up on solo. Broken Blade finding the angle here, but the peel that came out from Santorin, you have to keep an eye on him because this was so quick from Santorin. The dunk immediately, that was so fast to actually create space for his mid laner to get away, and that meant Broken Blade had to immediately go into retreat. Solo coming around here, finding the angle on DoubleLift. The barrel chain lands, the Q finishes him off. Well played there by Solo, who still had the oranges to escape in the end. So it is that even trade, but TSM gets the advantage of that dragon, and it is in fact additional lethality coming through here for the Graves. He decides to go for the Edge of Night. I like that against high-value engaged champions such as Leona, such as the Ashe. If you can absorb one of those types of spells, it is so incredible what a difference this item really can make.
And you can see Solo, Sett so far behind, still the highest damage champion on his team, and here comes engage number 2. It's going to be a charm on the front line. IgNar trying to stay alive as much as he can, but it's certainly not going to be enough. Shockwave buys a bit, tries to get away. It's not going to be enough. Out goes that one. Bjergsen repositions, doesn't really matter. Still a kill into IgNar, 0 and 2 on this Leona, as mid is being pushed in by Camille. Top lane doesn't have a wave just yet.
Yeah, I was thinking they could have potentially actually used that TF ult to try to go towards Solo, but not deciding to commit that heavily towards it. But TSM pushing on all sides. The lane in bot is going to be answered here by Solo. TSM may go again.
They don't quite have the charm, so not going to go too far, but yeah, could have been a target, maybe on a PowerOfEvil, you know, no cleanse. Seraphs would be the only escape tool here, and the turret is going to fall. TSM going to be 6-1 in the turret score. Try to deny as much farm as they can. They claim this one, 9-5 in kills. 6.7 thousand, the gold lead, nearly insurmountable. FlyQuest going to start needing miracles soon.
They really are. This gold lead is enormous, and big item completions are coming through. I already talked about that Edge of Night. The Death Dance now has been completed. DoubleLifts on 3 items. They are monstrously strong. And FlyQuest is going to have a really tough time. They're struggling to actually control their waves and not just get picked off. Every time they go to push out a wave, they're worried about the TF ultimate coming through. They're worried about getting caught out here in these side lanes. And I mean, look at how rich Spica is. Spica is well up over 10,000 gold himself. He is a true carry threat because he has just been power farming. You know, he is 60 CS up on the enemy top laner as a jungler. This Graves can do so much work, and all of a sudden, you know, it's quietly become not just about the Camille anymore, because the Senna has a lot of strength. The Graves is super fed. You know, everyone on TSM is an issue. So you can't just commit everything to the Camille at this point. You know, if you use all of your spells, all your ultimates, and you burst down the Camille, you're no longer guaranteed a team fight win because everyone else is strong.
DoubleLift wants in. You can have Bjergsen over the top as well. The whole squad's coming around. Is it going to be enough? Here comes the frontline access. Big damage on a turtle. Jumps on, not quite dead though. Can the re-engage be enough? Broken Blade loses his life as we got Santorin to the front line. That is the one for 0, but that was every cooldown used save for Shockwave. And it was TSM barely not winning the fight.
But nicely done there by FlyQuest. They keep him alive. They're going for PowerOfEvil though. No flash.
He is the target, he has been stunned, and he will never get the Shockwave. That ulti is gone, and they get the pickoff. Well played to Biofrost, as Santorin is running for dear life, but he is gold carded, he is attacked, he is going down. The re-engage for IgNar is never going to be enough. Turtle walks forward to die here, Solo walks forward to die here as well, and that is TSM gifted a double at the end of it all after picking off PowerOfEvil.
FlyQuest is falling apart. TSM finds one pick on Santorin, and FlyQuest is just like, sure, have us all. We'll all run over there. They all go down. TSM are going to get the Baron. This is going to be just about a 10,000 gold lead at this point. We'll see if they can get over and grab the dragon for themselves as well. With Triple Cloud, the ultimate cooldowns become disgustingly low for TSM, and they're playing a very ultimate-focused composition. Every time the R buttons are up, they want to go, and they are going to be really set up for success here. So let's watch this one more time. The initial play did not net them a kill as they go in here. They're trying to get over to Turtle, but they cannot actually land the hookshot stun, and they don't have quite enough to actually get access back to him. I'm not sure if Spica's ultimate there even connected. Bjergsen was not in position to really follow up. So the initial play was good from FlyQuest, but then Biofrost just wraps around. They've tracked the flash cooldown here from PowerOfEvil, and it's at this point, I think you just need to bail out, right? Just allow Santorin to go down. He has no flash. It's not like he's really even worth that much at this point, but everyone decides they're going to come over and commit to this. IgNar goes in, he dies. Then Solo's trying to get a barrel chain on 4 people, but they're all full, and you're way behind. You land that barrel. great, you got them to 80%, who cares? And that to me is just frustration. That's one of those situations where you're just feeling like, we got to get something.
You can see it on the faces. For the last 2 minutes straight, I've been looking at the FlyQuest player cams. They're all frowning. They're all slouching. They know how far behind they are, that they were so close to winning the finals. At this point, even they feel it's nearly hopeless. The chance exists, yes. The plays can be had. There's still the possibility. But the odds are so slim now. It's a 10,000 gold deficit. They did pick up the last Drake, by the way. They're on 3 here, so, you know, off recall timings, they move towards Cloud Soul, but Cloud Soul's not combat stats, not really. It's not going to make WildTurtle survive the one shot from Broken Blade, but maybe the positioning can matter. Just maybe something miraculous happens. Santorin can't even break the shield right now. Spica's still spelling, finally knocked off now by Orianna. Maybe a shockwave is found on DoubleLift. Maybe they find that damage. It's almost enough, but he's still alive, and he'll heal back up. Mid lane's now getting attacked. Bot lane's at half HP. Mid lane, okay, they force a flash at a Bjergsen. Little moments are found. Just not enough for the kills just yet.
Not enough for the kills, but TSM getting a little bit sloppy there. People stepping too far forward, they get 2 flashes. Maybe they just straight up kill Broken Blade here. He failed the hook shot.
Damage down below 1k HP, but he's still able to walk away. The barrel, the ulti, they're going to try to burn him down, and they get it. They do find a little miracle, but is it going to be enough? Because, by the way, mid inhibitor is gone. Bottom inhibitor turret is gone, and it will be a trade, I believe, as it's DoubleLift dropping as well for that. So 2 kills, but most of the base was the trade.
It's still good for TSM. I mean, they have full map control and you're playing split push. You've taken all 3 inhibitor towers, and now there's that threat of just TPing in or backdooring and ending the game. So you can still say it's worthwhile, but TSM could have been more clean on that push. They have got to make sure they're not getting sloppy, but Bjergsen looking for the 1v1 here.
Knocks down some of the barrels. Oranges come in, not going to matter. Bjergsen just has too much damage. Sees Ori coming, ults to safety. Easy pickup there on the 1v1.
Yeah, very clean stuff. Know how he even went towards the blue card there for the added single target damage, knowing that the orange was available from Solo, and Solo was holding that orange for the yellow card, so not able to actually survive in that 1v1. TSM in a great position to close this game, but they have to make sure that they are not getting sloppy. In that last exchange, you know, they lost 2 lives. They lost the flash off DoubleLift, Bjergsen, and Broken Blade. So there is that chance now. Yes, it would be a long shot, but there are those iconic plays in League of Legends that can happen where you find the improbable play, where the carries are stacked, and for that one moment, you find the shockwave that turns the game. And that is the kind of thing that FlyQuest is going to be looking for.
Bjergsen, Baylife never left. He's showing it now in the 2020 Summer Finals. 408 representing Baylife the whole way through, and now looking at the chance at hoisting the 7th TSM trophy. They only won 1 without him, with Reginald, and then he came in and he has been the star of the show for so many years. DoubleLift himself says, man, I'm the support. I'm just here to make sure Bjergsen can win again. He's on to the Senna. It's been good for him. Honestly, TSM DoubleLift Senna has been really good. Support Bjergsen, get him around the map, let him set up Broken Blade, let Top Difference be reigning king. And it's been the case here. TSM have won through top lane in every game they have won in this series so far, and it's the team helping out Broken Blade. It's Spica stepping up huge in this series. That Smite Steal is what stopped Cloud Soul from already being the case here for FlyQuest, by the way, and that might have meant another kill down the line. Better base defense. But now the siege begins again. Still a minute on Drake. Baron is gone for 140. And the push comes in towards the last inhibitor, towards the last 2 turrets inside. Arrow's gonna land. Spica's a decent target, stunned in place. They get the pullback, they get a lot of damage, and they'll find just that first shutdown. But what about the backline? What about PoE find the shockwave? They're gonna get the kill on a PoE. It's a 4v4, and DoubleLift's gonna find IgNar for number 2. It's a 3v4 on defense for FlyQuest as TSM look for trophy number 7. The first to ever win the LCS, the first to do so much here. Looking to be the last team to win the LCS in 2020, to be the first seed in the Worlds. As the waves come in, as they push down to end FlyQuest in a year where they made back-to-back finals for the first time ever in the year. It's still TSM. From first to last, they're here to push this one down. The turret will fall. Here they go to end the game. The last stand for Santorin against his old team. Turtle the same, but DoubleLift has always been the better AD carry. Shows it here in the game as the Nexus falls. TSM claim LCS title number 7.
The Kings of North America are back, reclaiming their throne here. It has been 3 long years for them since DoubleLift and Bjergsen won with TSM. The team had not done it since, and DoubleLift in his first split back with the old squad, is able to pull it off.
And I give credit to everyone on this team. Broken Blade, the only one playing top carry left in playoffs. It was a difference maker here. Spica, in my mind, is a true rookie. Yes, he did play a few games filling in 2019, but in his first full split as a starter, he wins the LCS with TSM, and their jungle woes that they have had for what felt like 7 years feel like they are finally ending. Spica is on the road to stardom. This TSM is on the road to a first place spot, and we'll see now what they can do at Worlds. It's been an incredible split, an incredible victory, and once again, congratulations to TSM.